All right, we are back doing, I was about to say Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment. We're doing the Kew Gardens drama. And so we'll see how that goes.
I'm in rather a hurry.
Are we going to
You
get
have
to
a
the
new
case
case?
then?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can
There's
join
a lot
me
of
if you like.
poisonous plants there.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, how ever did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Okay.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
We're going to the case. We're here.
Well,
Very
Holmes,
pretty.
here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt
It has
that
the
this
same
place is
vibe as
beautiful.
the
But are
Abbey
you
Grange
really
of their
intent on
backyard
investigating the
garden
theft
area.
of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let's go talk to Lestrade. Oh, cutscene. I'll do a cutscene first.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it
His
cannot
eyes were
wait.
red. Wonder if he's
My name
smoking
is Sherlock
stuff.
Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish.
Martin
I am the
Hamish.
deputy director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
Albert.
I am delighted to meet
the
you.
one that is
What can
definitely
you tell
high.
us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will
Okay.
take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally two students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
And Miss White. Sounds like a clue name.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you.
This is Albert.
Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry.
And he has a
we were
like
not aware.
bandage on his
The
chin.
two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Wow.
Oh dear. Our condolences.
And the
We should not be
director or
troubling you.
the
Please
like
do
manager
excuse
guy
us
that we
for the
just talked
intrusion.
to, he's like, oh yeah,
You
just
say
two
that he
students,
died
just
here,
Albert.
in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the Colonial Collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course,
Okay.
we understand.
That's crazy.
The plants were here. All of
Yep, they were stolen. Let's see. Oh, how do you do the... See if there's any evidence on the ground. Oop. List?
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
That is very... blurry. Ooh, just sitting in
These
water.
trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes.
The way he
the
says
vine.
it.
I re-
Oops,
Do
I cut
not
him off.
touch.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Ooh. Oh, I need to keep it open.
Soil.
Dirt.
It should have come from a flower pot.
In a greenhouse.
The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Okay. Broken
Fragment
pot.
of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Then footprints.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet.
Maybe
The
because he was up in a
footprints
heart
reveal
attack.
that someone staggered here.
I'm sure it was natural causes, and that's why we're focusing on it. In a game about solving murders.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. The door was smashed at shoulder. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Ooh.
The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door
Okay.
was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Very strange. Half of the
Oops, I cut him off again.
smell
I don't
is
know
strong.
what.
It is a detergent.
Clean up blood.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Interesting.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied
Yeah.
and thoroughly cleaned.
Because the other room was not. And the windows next to it. Oop, I still need to examine more. Oop, broken pot.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Yep. And it's very pretty. Australia. Ooh,
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
I love colonialization. It's my favorite. Ooh, there's a vent.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
I don't know why I turned my head like I'd be able to see better. Am I supposed to be able to do something? Okay. Guess we'll just leave it like that then. And then
According
we go talk to... Ooh, broken sign.
blood.
Oh,
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around
Okay.
here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make
Ooh.
sense of it all.
puzzle. Oh. Goodness. Let me get out of the way. Oh, activate with A. 1. What am I doing? 2. Nope, this is 2. How do I undo that? 2, 3. How do I... Oh, okay. Like this. Break the door. Fast forward. Oh. Okay.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder?
I wonder. I bet it's an accident. That's what it always is. Okay. So maybe... Oh! Perform an autopsy. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to the autopsy first, so then once we get back, we can ask all the questions. Let's go to Scotland Yard. Oh, is this him? Yes.
First of all, let us
Montague.
carry out an external examination. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us...
Okay. The head wound.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The vessels and the pupil
He
of the
doesn't
eye
do
appear
drugs like
quite
his son
normal.
does.
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Uh,
Nothing suspicious.
suspicious.
No red.
Then?
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Yay. I wonder how graphic they're gonna get. Okay. Surgeon
The
Simulator
heart's blood
graphics.
vessels show no pathological signs.
Lungs, which does have a
The lungs are
floral
congested and edematous.
scent. Ooh.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Liver. Is he a big drinker?
The liver is enlarged. It
Yeah,
would seem that he was
same.
suffering from an alcohol addiction.
And then stomach.
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Oh,
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only
Okay.
a short while before his death.
I'm sure that'll be relevant.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director
Montague
of Kew
Dunn.
Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be
I
more
called it.
exact.
You mean
Famous garden
Yes,
with rare
it is
exotic
murder.
plants. It's gonna be
Mr.
poisonous.
Form Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No.
I'm sure
we
it's one
also
of the
have
stolen
people
ones.
working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And Miss White.
And also Miss White, of
See?
whom I spoke with Mr. Hamish.
I
Should
said
we
it
bring them
first.
all here for interrogation?
Sherlock
No.
likes me more.
A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes,
You know what that
Watson,
means?
it is time
Lots
now
of talking.
to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Okay, well, glad he's happy. Ooh, we can do Mind Palace. Dune was poisoned. Dune, how did it, Montague Dunn. And we're back. Let's go talk people and make deductions based on their appearance. Emptied colonial room.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Okay.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr.
Which
Dunn,
you never mentioned,
the late
and you're still
director
being
of
an
Kew
asshole to
Gardens.
Albert.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Okay.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You
Mm,
see, every
that's why you're
Tuesday
taking
he
it
would
out on
carry out his
Albert.
inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that. If you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
All of his drinking.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was
The
famous
London
for it.
Smart Set.
That and
And
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr.
Ooh.
Holmes.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean
course.
insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Let's make our deductions. Dumb glasses. Dirty shirt. Dirty jacket. Clean hands? Oh, unmarried. Gardener's hands. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue
Thank
our
you.
investigation.
Let's go find Albert and ask what he thinks. Oh, cutscene?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Oh, well, it's Albert. Why did it cutscene for that? Okay.
Who is
Miss
Miss
White.
Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
What's the difference between a greenhouse and a glass house?
Do you work here?
Aren't they the same
Yes,
thing?
but part-time only. I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Okay.
We noticed that a part
What do you
of the
think about
colonial
all of
collection
the
has been cleared.
stuff has been emptied?
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Because that's all the what's his face?
I
will let
imagine
you.
that your relationship with your
Okay.
father may have been a strained one.
Yes, I cannot say that he was a kind man. He never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. Now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all.
You know, he
I
reminds me
have to
of.
follow his
He
path.
reminds me of
I have to
Victor
manage Kew
from The
Gardens.
Corpse Bride.
I can do
like
it.
the main guy.
I can be as good as
The way
any
he's like
other who works
moving and the
here.
way he talks.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens.
Ooh, he's a
My father
liar.
would not have tolerated it.
Indeed. That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a
Okay.
good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens. I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself.
Okay.
But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
I feel like either of them could do it. Red eyes, first one. Wept. Oh, they're grief eyes, not drug eyes. Unmarried. Clean hands. Okay.
Thank
We
you,
made
young
our
man. We
judgments.
shall see you again soon.
Let me look around this room. See if there's anything I need. Move! Move! Why are you like this? Watson, come on.
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out
Scrub the
farmhouse,
toilets.
Scrub the toilets. Clean the storage shed tools.
All the grunt work. Makes sense. Keys.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before.
This is such
now, all of a
childish
sudden,
drama.
he's trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your
That'd be
opinion
crazy
of Albert
if,
as a
like, they
student
killed-
of botany?
He's useless.
I
I often
what's
tell him
his
so,
face?
and I can only give him cleaning tasks.
Montague because of all this.
Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Ooh.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must
So
have
could be
been
then.
terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on
Maybe
Albert.
she is the one that murdered him. To like get
You
back
mentioned a Miss White.
for Albert.
Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a
Ew,
great
I don't
talent for botany.
like how much he likes her.
You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention.
This
How
feels...
could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only
Is
scratch
Miss
my
White
head
not
and wonder.
Albert's age?
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall
Okay.
continue our investigation.
Let me ask Albert for the keys now. Can I get the keys,
Do you
please?
hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
We'll just lockpick it, don't worry.
Thank you, young man. We
This
shall
is just
see
a
you again
nicety.
soon.
Nicety. Okay, what is this? Director's office. Very fancy. Terrible curtain and wallpapers, though. God.
Champagne.
Champagne,
Montague
just
Dunn
like
had a
the
good taste.
bloodbath one. Wonder if there's an ice pick weapon.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
All right. Go through his
Newspapers
paperwork.
discussing Kew Gardens.
Is this where he takes the time to belittle his son? Just new plant species. Was letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Will I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck? Is it Margaret White, you think? Interesting. Pictures, books. Ooh, photograph.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna crack it. Okay, how do I... What am I supposed to do? What is... Okay. So I need to go... 1, 2. 1, 2. Fuck. 1. This is gonna be so annoying. 1, 2. 2. 2, 3. How am I supposed to remember this? 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. Is it a pattern? And then 3 more on this side, then 2, 2. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Of course not. 2, 2, 3. Over. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then all the way back around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's examine. Letter. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species, and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889? So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday as always. Montague Dunn. Boodles? Is that how you say it? Letter of complaint? Okay. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you, for the last time, for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie, we need not elaborate, that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you, and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. Okay. Another letter?
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Okay. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at the London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House Tailors and Baird and Sons Luxury Jewelers. Okay, seems like he was having an affair, spoiled her, then wants her to pay back. Okay, White and Dunn. White's expulsion. Which is disagreement. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens. Okay. We'll continue snooping around all the areas. Watson will move his fat ass. I don't know why Watson didn't come with us in the first case. Riddle on the rails. Creepy. Something on the door. Ooh, laboratory table. Wet bottle trace.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
The laboratory.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
For science.
Several drops
Sherlock
of the
has done a
substance
lot
were
more
spilled.
questionable
Someone
experiences
carried
in his
this bottle
apartment.
around. Several drops of the substance was. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect
Ooh,
a faint
we gotta
scent.
put this stuff together.
We need a good nose.
Oh, we're getting Toby again? Okay. University book.
A botany book. This
Albert
student's book
Dunn.
belongs to Albert.
What else are we snooping at?
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter.
See,
We
I
will
told
open
you he
it.
would lockpick it anyway. Okay. Let's start from... Oh, nope. Back. Start here. And then... My trick is to start from the end. Start from there. It's easier. Okay. Oh, we move it. How does... Okay. That's not right. Let me switch to this. And... Oh, I could have left it on that. Push it in. How do I line this up now? Oh, I did it. Okay.
Open.
That was crazy. Go through their belongings. Mrs. White
White's
first.
locker.
Jewelry box. Expensive jewelry, I'm sure.
These jewels must be worth
See?
a small fortune.
That he bought for her.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Surprising since she's a woman.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
It's not surprising when Albert has a degree, but a woman. Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to a lack of money? I wonder if this is before he started paying for her apartment, or he stopped paying and that's why she sent the letter.
It is of high quality.
Let's look in it. Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years that have passed since you left, and without any thought of us? You've never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now? We supposed you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done, and none of us ever compromise their reputation, as it appears you have already done with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Ooh, spicy. Oh, this is from Albert. So it's gonna be like, Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma, because I really, really want to have sex with you, because I don't know that you're banging my dad. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor to help you if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, my lady Albert. Well, not my lady Albert, but he would definitely say my lady. Ugh. Yuck. Crazy. Mrs. White's family. Disagreement. White's situation. Margaret White's studies and social situation were completely dependent upon Montague Dunn's wealth. It's true. White's studies. Yep. That should be it. Well, for the deductions. Still gotta finish going through all of these people's things.
Martin Hamish's locker.
The photograph. Or a photograph, not the.
Father and I. Kew Gardens.
I like how, if you're gonna write who it is on a picture, it's gotta be for someone that would know what your father
rare
looks
and
like.
Exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Okay, who is this? Martin Hamish's ambition. Okay. Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the position. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understand your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead, and free my mind from this uncertainty.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry.
Interesting. Okay. Now Albert's.
Albert's locker.
A ship.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you to the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust you to the directorship of the Royal Botanical Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, I can't say that last name.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the
not
sea.
Working at the gardens. What do I... Oh.
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of
Wonder
London
if it's Miss
University.
White. Or Margaret, is that her name? We'll know once we meet her. They all have somewhat of a good motivation to kill him.
Chemicals, a sufficient quantity for some serious
Margaret, a
experiments.
White, because, you know, he stopped paying for her stuff and she was pissed off. The son because...
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
The son because his father wouldn't allow him to do what he wanted, and then the other guy just because he was sick of him and wanted to... Where do I put this in?
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
It's kind of how it goes in a laboratory.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Is that just saying that we can use it if we need to? Or not?
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Surely. 100%.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Okay. That's all we need to see. Oh.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
So that you don't breathe them in and get in your lungs. I wonder if this is going to be the one where it's like actually an accident. Or if like it'll be like an Agatha Christie thing where all of them are responsible.
Nursery.
Nursery.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Okay, yeah.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing. But it had
in
nothing to do with Kew
1895.
Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish.
He's
He won a
posting them all
horticultural
around.
competition.
He's so proud of himself. Oh. How does that work? Okay.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. A thesis written by Martin Hamish.
So he mostly worked in here.
A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin
Yeah.
Hamish's office.
I kind of got to that conclusion before Sherlock did, just saying.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
He's definitely a grower for sure.
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
What else are we looking at? Yeah, we can go in here real quick. I know, because it goes outside. Let me finish in this room. Move. Oh my god, Watson. Get out of the way. Why are you like this? Thank you. Anything else? Oh, was there something on the floor? No. Okay. Let's go into here again. Bust. Ooh, this marble statue. And
It
it's
is a bust
of Montague.
Montague Dunn.
He got bashed in the head with his own statue.
I am curious if the marble that we found... Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
Did a really bad job at hiding it. I don't know where we are now.
Open.
Seed house. There's White.
Seed house.
Or Margaret, we get to talk to her now. Oh, we're gonna have so much to say to her.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr.
He's
John Watson.
flirting with her.
This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
The plants were stolen and a guy died.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. The
Oh,
incident.
it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants.
Why is
miss,
Watson doing all the
after
talking?
the tragedy that took place here?
Just because he's trying to be
Yes.
smooth.
The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the Colonial Collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Women aren't allowed.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I
She
found my
is his
chance to work
age.
here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
Mm-hmm.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader.
Ew, don't
I
say
saw him
father.
almost as a
Ew.
spiritual father.
Yuck.
He had an exceptional nature.
Oh yes, indeed. He was
Ew,
always
ew.
so active, and
Active.
so optimistic.
Don't
and
say
very
it.
nice
Yeah,
to
he
me.
was like my dad
Although
and
he could
active, or
behave
like a
harshly
father
towards
to
his
me
son.
and active.
Why so?
Ew.
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very
Now
best
you're just
for him.
lying.
It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
You only understand him.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys.
I bet if you
He
asked him
agreed I
for
might carry
anything,
out my
he would have
studies
given it to you.
without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Okay, let's make our deductions. Young. Ooh. Expensive perfume. What am I looking at? Nice clothes. Red hands. Ah. That means... Okay. What did I miss? Oh, I see. I'm married.
Thank you, miss.
Oh,
None
thank you,
of the
miss.
3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Or all 3 of them. What did I just look at?
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert.
And gloves.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used.
Is that perfume there?
This place serves as Albert's office.
And then the
A book about
ship
ships.
stuff.
Nothing at all to do with plants.
Okay. Ooh,
This is one of
ventilation.
the outlets of the ventilation system.
It's one of the outlets, though. But the other ventilation thing was an input. So if somebody was trying to hurt Albert, they could put something into where Montague, or like the area near where Montague died.
From
Interesting.
here, we are unable to see the interior of the colonial collection room. There is a smell of
Oh,
burning.
cutscene. Ooh, somebody's trying to get rid of evidence. Fireplace, broken pot.
This symbol is from the Divine Syndicate.
What kind of, like, plant gang do they have here? The door handle?
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the
Because
fire?
it's broken
The
already.
door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
And the
A
suit
protective mask.
that's missing.
Someone
Singed.
set it alight, but it did not burn.
It's in a fire pile. Of course it's going to
The
be
remains
singed.
of a picture frame. A broom handle was half burned.
Interesting. They just leave all the garden tools out here. Examine the map. So that means that this is the ventilation system? Oop.
A water tank.
Okay.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff
Or
buildings.
a poisonous plant could be ground up and put throughout the whole building very quickly.
A ventilation system.
Oh. Object of interest. And then we need to go this way? We go into this building? No, we've not been in here. Okay. Very cool.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
It's not the syndicate, is it? Or like whatever they call themselves. We did a circle. Okay. Now we probably need to talk to people, right? Or we need to read about stuff. We need to experiment. I think we still need to bring Toby here. We need to get Toby. Okay, we'll go back to the apartment, do the reading, get Toby, so we can come back and ask questions about it. Hello, Toby. We are home. Oh, I wanted to
Come
pet
on,
him, too.
Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
No, I don't want to leave yet. Fuck. I've got to do reading. Oh, thank God. Okay. Good.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Ugh. Okay, search rare plants botany. Botany. Exotic plants. Only the first 3 can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florium diabolica, which is on the list. But only under very specific conditions. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores into the ventilation system.
Here it is.
Okay. And then let's research. What am I? Symbol on a broken pot. Marks and symbols. The Divine Syndicate. The members of this syndicate worship Trawan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world. So generous donations are appreciated.
Here it is.
Okay.
The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
Okay. Branded flower pots. Is it back in marks and symbols?
That is not the one I need.
Oh, okay. The symbol is a premium supplier for landscape or anything you may
Here
need
it
in
is.
London. Not serious or scary. June 14th, 1989. So newspapers, or 1889. A scandal at the Divine Syndicate Club. The Divine Syndicate Club followers of the God King Trawan, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, Protectors of plants, and more particularly trees, are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial maleficence. There we go. Maleficence. It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which has given as its goal the defense and protection of nature, of which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party. So like
Here it
PETA
is.
for plants.
And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect.
Ooh,
It is time
another
to find
place.
out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Okay, are we done researching? Do we need to experiment on anything that I picked up? No. Okay, so we go to Divine Syndicate first? See what that's all
If
about?
I go there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
Don't want to leave your dog in the car. I like how they address that.
This place is beautiful, Holmes.
Ooh.
Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
I feel like each case, the design of the levels got better and like more pretty. Ooh, a little cave. Oh, it's a creek thing. Gorgeous. Oh, what am I looking at? Oh, over here. Hot piece, broken pieces, something hidden.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Okay, so they stole the plants, maybe?
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Yeah. And then this
A
is also
fragment.
a fragment of a flower pot. Let's finish outside, because I think he was outside over here. Hello.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap.
Ooh, he has a
while
neck
can you
tattoo.
wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the
Wow,
word.
they're being judgy.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself, I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic. Himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
Okay.
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
We should like to take a look around.
Okay.
To immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those
Alright,
whose
he's
hearts
a little bit of a
are
yapper.
ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted
At least
to
they're doing
physically
different
enter our
camera
vegetable
angles to keep
kingdom
it interesting.
and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Okay. Let me ask
Do
the other
you
questions
have
before I'm
friends
gonna do
at
this
Kew
test.
Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Oh,
Nevertheless, we have
Okay.
seen Kew Gardens flower
picked
pots
the right one.
in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
finally someone called
No,
Sherlock
really
out
now.
for it.
There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see.
Okay.
So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm shocked. The whole case isn't about these plants still?
Green
Like,
Grand Mystic, we are
I thought we were
ready
just
to
doing
become
plants.
devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God
oh,
King?
fuck. Truan?
Our God King's name is Triwan, Green
Triwan.
Grand Mystic.
Oh, la. Good. I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life, it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Okay. Neck tattoo. What else am I looking at? Clean hand. Oh, calluses. Ooh. Burn. Alright. We made our judgments. Have a good day.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Oh, let me make some deductions. Deadly plants stolen. Find syndicate thieves. Sect stole everything. The Divine Syndicate stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. Or a partial theft. The Divine Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants from the exhibition. I would say that. I don't see why they would care enough about him to try and murder him. So, theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species, from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Makes sense to me. Alright, go inside now. Ooh. There's another person? I need to...
Praise the
Adept.
grand tree, praise it!
This must be Triwan, the Divine,
The Divine
Syndicate's god.
God. The smoke effect, that was that's a little crazy. Ooh.
This door is locked,
Okay,
but
lockpick it,
I can try to open it.
even though the guy's right there. Alright. Start from the far edge. Oop. Go. And... what's that one? Then... oh. Oh. Oh, let me get this. Push it back. Then... oop, oop, oop. This. This looks right. Go in. Go in. This. Do I need to... this? Okay. Ooh, I see. There we go. I was close. This isn't... okay,
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
it's crazy. Mystery bottles. Is it like it's gonna be the same scent that is in the other area at the garden? We're just not gonna say anything about it. Okay. Ooh, something.
A vast amount of opium.
This is object of interest. But I think we need to get Toby to look at the other place first. But I don't think we'll also have chemicals here. Okay, let's go to Kew Gardens then. Get Toby to smell the laboratory, talk to people about a few things, and then we'll come back, and it'll most likely end up being the same scent.
Let us take
Okay,
Toby
we're back.
to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
Alright. Oh, I hope we don't have to run through the whole place. I'll die. Toby's so slow. This is him running. Wish Toby was a greyhound. Come on, you can go a little faster than that, bud. Sniff.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Hidden bottle.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
Laboratory.
There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Okay, so we gotta talk to people real quick. An experiment. And we definitely have to go back to the Divine Syndicate, but I guess we don't use Toby for that. Be like, why do you like ships so much? And want to be the manager.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. There's never been about anything else.
We know about your hopes.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
The
Tell
Divine
me,
Syndicate.
have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No.
Every time I hear
cannot say that
Syndicate,
I
I just
have.
think of the Syndicate 6.
Thank you, young man.
Okay. Let's make a little deduction. Albert's humiliation is a bit ambition. Oop, me. Albert's motive. Albert had a motive to kill his father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy by killing his father. Albert could have his revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as the director of Kew Gardens. Yeah, maybe he just wants to be director to, like, ruin it. Just to spite his father. Kew Gardens.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Oh, the picture.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
How old
Did
was
he get
Montague?
on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work. But Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Okay. The Divine
Are you aware
Syndicate.
of the Divine Syndicate?
The divine what? Is this a joke?
No,
They
I
have a
am
whole
quite
temple.
serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
That, the way he said that, I don't think.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
Oh, that old thing.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
He's such a liar. Bust in the nursery. It's his workplace? Fuck. Oh. The right answer is fine.
There is a
bust?
But why?
Okay,
Oh,
let's
I
get to
don't
this.
know. It has always been there.
Alright. Keys for the Kew Garden, fragments from the statue.
It is strange,
Okay.
because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea.
It's marble.
Surely Mr. Dunn requested
Pretty
it.
heavy.
Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay, let's... We need to talk to Miss White, right? Oh no, we don't have any more dialogue. Oops. We don't have any more dialogue. Let's perform the analysis. We still have to... We had a thing for the... Yeah. Let's go test the stuff. See where that leads us. We're home again. Let's see. Okay.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
Okay.
This is the bottle that...
Yeah. Oh, use a pipette. Take the test tube and look at it.
Colorless, water-based liquid.
Smell it.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Use all five senses. Are you gonna taste it too?
Holmes?
Yep.
What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
He took a big swig of
What
it
if
too.
it's poisonous?
Like gulped and
Did you
everything.
ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So, what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
Done? Okay.
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Maybe he was
Of
making
course.
perfume.
Here you are.
Oh fuck. okay.
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
Where am I putting this into? There?
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some
Alkaloid.
Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual
Fertilizer with
experiments in the
actual
garden's
gold in it?
laboratory.
That's crazy. I think we need to go back to the Divine Syndicate. I think I missed something. There was the stuff that he offered me to taste anyway, which is probably just opium, so... Because we might need to, like, do an experiment on that, and then we'll collect data. Drugs table. Yeah, I missed it.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. This is rather delicious, and of
And
an
it's
excellent
opium.
quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Okay. Glad we came back to do drugs. There's another door I missed. We need to look at all this stuff. Caterpillars?
They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
There was a caterpillar in the jar.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Okay. Mind Palace. Suspicious ingredients. I don't know. I don't think this connects to anything. Oh, it does. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. The new director, Albert's ambition, Hamish's anger, Hamish's motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of the Q's garden, but he knew that would be impossible with Dunn still alive. I didn't grab the alkaloid, and that's what the problem was.
The same
That's crazy.
as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens.
I thought we would just be able to keep it. Why would we need to grab this one too? We go back to Baker Street now. We're back again. Experiment. Deadly plant experiment.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done.
Without
I
a
shall
fume
begin now.
hood.
Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening,
Okay.
then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Pin? Stab it?
My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
Okay.
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. No reaction.
Ooh.
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
And then the alkaloid.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
It's probably the third one there.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This is
Examine.
a strange and unusual plant.
Do I pin it now that it's open? Yep.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent,
Okay, so do
whilst it is
alkaloid
open,
and then
it will
caterpillar.
reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Why did I say sorry? Swap? Oh, fuck. Swap? Okay, so I need to move them around so that this is in the middle. So then it'll shoot out both directions when this tries to eat it. Yes.
Toxic gas with spores.
It doesn't sound like he's wearing a gas mask.
The plants would be capable of killing only
Okay.
if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early,
Okay.
Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Getting close to endgame. Let's make a deduction. Oh. I would not have put those two together. White's lack of experience. The knowledge Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee the correct reaction of the deadly plants. Or White's knowledge. Miss White had the biological knowledge to simulate the deadly plants. It's because she's a woman, that's why. Sex scheme. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Sect is not involved. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to. Okay. Oh, I'll say probably that. Like, I feel like, why would they care? Right? Or do I... Whatever. I'll figure it out later. What else? Find out how to... And then, before performing the experience, talk to all suspects. Okay, don't need to ask anybody about any of this stuff, do I? And new people. Okay. Let's go back to Kew Gardens then. Okay, let's do some chatting, and then we'll be good. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hello. Before Dunn's death...
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
Your activity that
What
morning?
were you doing on the morning of the accident?
We never do
After
alibis.
paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our
Let's
investigation.
talk to Albert. Where were you on the morning of
Your
the murder?
father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. And about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay. Other people's activity?
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. Then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor.
Ugh, this feels
Oh my
icky.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Let's go find Miss White, and then we should be good. The day of
Can
the
you tell
death.
me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
Okay. The Divine Syndicate will get that
The
first.
Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean
Since-
anything
oh, no,
to you,
no,
by
no.
any chance?
Never heard
Not
of it
at all.
before.
But it is a very pretty name.
It is a very pretty name.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
Just
I
science
was recording an
experiments.
experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited
Can we
me
see that
briefly
experiment
around
or
10
hear it?
o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment
Yep.
when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Oh, certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Okay.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Oh, we're in the lily room. Okay. Well, we gotta make sure to also look at the other stuff. We did this, didn't we? There was one. There's more back here. Hold on. Inhaling the spores. Nope, this is one. Let me unselect that. Then one. Oh no, this is okay. Escaping the room. Watch sequence. Is that it? Okay. Those two things.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our
He also
experiment on
hit
the
his head on
ventilation
the
system.
statue or broke the statue. Place caterpillars.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
Django. Okay, back. What am I doing? Oh, I'm supposed to look around and see where it goes. I see it now. Makes more sense. Then it goes to the ventilation thing. Not too much of a surprise. Okay. Starter.
Before starting the engine, I need to enable the power supply. The
I hit
power is on.
first. Then starter.
The engine has started.
Okay. Oh, back.
The ventilation system is working.
I need to follow it through this way. Let's see. Oh,
Excellent. This
Okay.
ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
I don't remember where the other one is. Here above this guy's desk.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Ooh, we don't have to walk back. It's nice.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
Yep.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Pretty suspicious. Oh, we need to listen to the tape first. I'm not gonna make deductions yet. Let me find my way back to the laboratory. It was like 6:20 or something.
Here it is.
3:20. And put it in.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she
What?
told us.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't we listen to it all? We would be able to see it, like, what her reaction was if they talked to her. They, like, conspired together. What do you mean? Don't need to listen. It's too long. Okay. Deduction time. Ventilation used. Deadly precision. Hamish's opportunity. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to simulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As a biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. And then, deadly precision, Albert's ambition. Albert's motive. Albert's lack of experience. Albert is not very good at botany. It is doubtful he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores, or Albert had the biological knowledge to simulate the deadly plants. As if anything, Albert's lack of experience. I definitely do not think the sect stole everything. That's crazy. What is this down here? She has knowledge? Why can't... So, White has a lack of experience for it to fit? Hamish's opportunity. Hamish is guilty. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and simulate them from his workplace, directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collection Room. This isn't final. Okay. Arrest Martin Hamish. Effect the arrest of Martin Hamish. This isn't a final thing. So, do
Let's
I just
go
like
to Scotland Yard.
chat with him? Because this isn't a final deduction. We're just arresting him. Okay. I feel good just like letting it do this because I'm like, I don't know for sure, but if it's letting me do this without making a final decision, then yeah. Okay, let's see.
Locked.
Well, where do I talk to him? In the office? Ooh, I get to go in Lestrade's office.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of
I
Montague
never said
Dunn.
that.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
We had to talk to him, right? Because I didn't want that to be the final decision. I'm not really sure what to...
I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
What do you mean? There's no need to hurry. That's concerning. Wow.
Holmes, my God.
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish
That's
realized
terrible.
that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Where's the body? Oh. Okay.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Okay. Just, suicide letter? That's...
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson.
Why are they just acting like
That
this
is
is
the key
nothing? That's
element of
crazy.
this case.
Okay. That's terrible. Hamish acted alone. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion on his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Talk to Lestrade. Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues found on the body of Martin Hamish. Okay.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody
Okay.
helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea,
Okay.
Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
All right.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts
okay.
and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Martin, Hamish, and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Seed House at around 9:30. This one's Albert. Albert meets Montague and Dunn and Hamish at the Seed House. Martin Hamish returns to this. Okay. Montague and Hamish go out into the backyard. Go to the map. Left trigger. Oh, this is plain events. Fuck. Oh no, back. Back to the timeline. The Seed House, 9:30. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague went to the backyard. So 20 minutes to 10, so 9:40. After 10 minutes, so 9:50, Dunn recommended his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Dunn recommended his inspection and entered dry tropics room. And then Hamish returned to the Seed House. At the same time? Okay. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Martin Hamish returns after talking. Miss White is talking to Martin Hamish, and this was at 10 o'clock. While Miss White was in the laboratory, Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40. Okay. When she saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them there. So 10:40. Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. Albert saw Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. What is this? Martin Hamish returns after talking with Miss White. So I was in. When did he return after talking with Miss White? Hamish had a conversation. Hamish returned to the Seed House. Oh, after talking to Miss White. So they had their conversation, and she was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert. So this has to be 10:20, 10:30, or 10:10. Montague Dunn is poisoned. What was this? Miss White joins at the. Okay. I'd say probably here, and then we'll put this here. Play events. It's gonna start. Oop, to the map. Oh, 10:10's wrong. Okay, back. What is this? Albert saw Hamish returning from visiting Miss White. Oh, that's one. Okay, there we go. See now. Play events. Okay.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is
10
doubtful.
minutes to walk that
Albert
far?
also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough
That's
time.
a really long
Miss
time.
White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time.
So
Perfect,
all three of
Watson.
them?
Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay. Albert is not involved. Martin Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. It is unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity, and 10 minutes would not have been enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Or Albert had time. Albert was Martin Hamish's accomplice. 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague Dunn and lock the door, in order that Martin might activate the ventilation system. Seems right. White had time. Miss White had 20 minutes. It would have been enough to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and alerted Martin Hamish to activate the ventilation system. Or White is not involved. Martin Hamish and Miss White are not accomplices. It is unlikely that White would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes would not have been enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. She had time. Can't both of them have time? He was crying. He seems more sad about it than she does. White is an accomplice? Margaret White was Martin Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. I don't know. We think Albert's involved? I feel like Albert, he just didn't know enough about plant stuff, and he was also ambitious to take over management, even though he wasn't interested in plants. He still wanted to have that kind of power. So I feel like he wouldn't work with Hamish, especially with how rude Hamish was. So I'm gonna go with White as an accomplice. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son, Albert, and later pushed Martin Hamish to a suicide. She deserves the rope. Or absolve Miss White. Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. She deserves a second chance. You know what? I think she is a really strong, smart woman. So she knew exactly what she was doing.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
They're the syndicate?
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces
Oh,
of
with
her
the
implication.
pots there?
After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her. Quietly.
Whatever
Sneak
are you
attack
planning?
her.
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women
Oh
have
my
always
God.
been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on
She's
me,
one of those
Holmes.
bold women.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Yeah.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was
Okay.
Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other
What?
side? No! Stop!
Oh. Quick time event. Step forward. Hey, wait. Fuck! How did I miss that? I literally hit every other button but A.
This is tragic.
Oh, I'm gonna have to redo it.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
Well, this is terrible. Choose another ending. So we can not miss the quick time event. And we're not gonna mess up the event.
Not.
Okay? And then A, step forward.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
M.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Are we gonna recommend she gets the rope anyway?
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
I'm not saying we shouldn't stop her, but he seems to care a whole lot now. Okay, we prevented it.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
What?
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Okay, well, that's something to chew on. And we can process that whole story in between the time. Then the next one will be a half moonwalk, which looks a little more Halloween. It's cool. Well, thank you for watching. It was lots of fun. We ended up making the right choice. And see you guys when I do another case. Bye.